In this video, I'm going to share how you can pass the Professional Scrum Master or PSM exam first time. Hi folks, welcome back to the Everyday Agile YouTube channel with me, Jack Hughes. If you're an organisation looking to experiment with agile ways of working, it's probably a good idea to know where to start.
What is Agile methodology? Agile with a capital A was based on 4 values, 12 principles.
We've got to where we are by having those values and principles, practices that we've learned over time in place.
Hey everyone, Jack here from Everyday Agile. A lot of people ask me for tips on how to pass the PSM exam, so today I'm going to share with you how you can pass it first time. So first of all, what is the Professional Scrum Master or PSM exam? The PSM exam is a 60-minute multiple choice exam consisting of 80 questions with a pass mark of 85%. It's facilitated by scrum.org and it proves someone has a fundamental understanding of Scrum as laid out in the 2020 version of the Scrum Guide. At this point, I should say I have no affiliation with scrum.org, but I have facilitated and conducted a number of Scrum workshops that have managed to help people through this particular exam. As with all advice, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm just someone on the internet with an opinion. Doesn't really count for much. On with the tips. So first and foremost, give the exam the respect it deserves. It is not a tick box exam. Don't think you're going to be able to pay your money, turn up and just pass automatically. 80 questions in 60 minutes is quite a tough ask, and some of the wording that they throw in can put people off. I would say you need to block out at least 90 minutes in your day. 30 minutes to prepare your area, so make sure it's clean, tidy, there's nothing that's going to get in your way. Make sure you have all the resources to hand that you think you might need. Create an environment that is going to set your mind up for success. And then the next 60 minutes will be focused entirely on the exam. As I said, it's 80 questions, all multiple choice with an 85% pass mark. I would say you have to get yourself in a place where you take the corporate cassette out and put your Scrum Utopian Scrum Guide cassette in, just for that 60 minutes. There may be points during the exam where you don't necessarily agree with the answers. They may not match to your current working environment. But keep in mind, this exam is fundamentally based on the Scrum Guide. So just because you don't agree with it, doesn't mean you shouldn't put that as an answer. On to the most obvious point, but read the flipping Scrum Guide. If you're going to do an exam based on the Scrum Guide, you're not going to get any sympathy from anyone if you fail the exam and you haven't read the Scrum Guide. I'm not going to harp on about that too much. Read the Scrum Guide. Moving on then, use the practice assessments available on the scrum.org website. These are going to give you the best flavour of what to expect. Now I'm sure there are many out there, some of which you probably have to pay for, but my advice would be to stick to the scrum.org ones. Something to keep in mind, however, is you are probably going to see the same questions recycled if you do these practice assessments a number of times. I imagine the question bank is limited because they're never going to give away the whole question bank because people would end up gaming the system. Now the scrum.org PSM exam is an open book exam, so you are allowed to have the Scrum Guide and things like the Scrum Glossary out in front of you, on the walls, highlighted, however you digest information. So feel free to have that in front of you. You're not going to get any bonus points by not having these resources to hand. If they're available, then use them. Moving on then. I know it sounds obvious, but try not to spend too long on each question. 80 questions in 60 minutes, as I've said, is quite a tough ask. So don't get bogged down if you don't have the answer straight away. You can flag it, move on. My advice would be to write it on a piece of paper so you know where you're going back to. In this exam, 85% equates to being able to get 12 questions wrong. So you need to keep an eye on how many you are returning to. So try not to spend too long on each question. Moving on up, keep in mind the accountabilities, which are the developers, the Scrum Master, and the product owner. The 2020 version of the Scrum Guide is very clear that they are the 3 accountabilities within this framework, which links quite nicely to really thinking about self-managing teams. As I said before, you really have to put that Scrum Utopian tape in for that 60-minute exam. What would be the answer that best matches a self-managing team? You may not agree with it, but that is probably the answer. And finally, remember, the Scrum Master is a true leader. They do not tell the team what to do or how to do it, except for matters relating to the Scrum framework. And the final point, folks, is RTFQ. Read the flipping question. So many people get caught out by only giving one answer to a multiple answer question. Take your time, breathe, and read the question properly so you know what they are asking for. In summary then, give the exam the respect it deserves. Read the Scrum Guide. Remember, you're not going to get any sympathy from me or anyone else if you fail the exam and you haven't read the 2020 version of the Scrum Guide. Use the practical assessments provided by scrum.org. Have the Scrum Guide and any other resources available to you with key points highlighted. Try not to spend too long on each question. If you're really stuck, note it down and move on. Remember, you only have 60 minutes to answer 80 questions. Always be thinking about self-managing teams. Remember that the Scrum Master is a true leader, and RTFQ. Read the flipping question. And that's it, folks. That is my advice on how to pass the PSM exam first time. If you like this video, it would mean the world if you liked and subscribed, and I'll see you next time.